The most asked question of the last few years that I got from friends, from people that I met, always was, Misha, why don't you have a girlfriend? Well, let me take you along in a little story of pride, pain, love, and torture. So for 4 years already I've been single. Why, you ask? Well, that's quite easy to explain for me. It's not that I haven't tried, but a few years ago I made a mess of my life. I had a period that I really loved someone, that I haven't loved anyone as much as I did back then. Of course, I love my family, but that's different, of course. But that person wasn't in the best mental state, and neither was I, so that wasn't a really good combination. And before I went to therapy to really get to know what was my own mental state, I first had to learn what my own mental state was. What were the things that could trigger me? And after I got my diagnosis, which was by then an anxiety disorder and a heavy depression, like I have had anxiety for since ever, basically. And if you want to know what anxiety really is, I have some other videos about that, but basically it's like having episodes. See it as a little TV show. So you have the start of an episode and you're not really aware of what's happening, but as long as you don't take care of yourself, that's just gonna continue. And there will be an end to that once the moment that you do take care of yourself. But in that period of time, you react differently, you're anxious to everything, and you're not the best version of yourself, so to say. So what happened? Well, she was on the brink of going away from Europe for her exchange, for her studies. And I was by then finishing my studies, and I was going from Leeuwarden, the place where I studied, to Berlin. And in the meanwhile, we weren't together, but well, if you love someone, I was still in contact with her. And there was this moment when she told me that she called me up and she was like, Misha, I want to drive myself against the tree. And by then I didn't know how to react. By then I didn't know why she was saying that. And then a week later she called me that she might have cancer. And I was really triggered by that. Like, I loved that person. I couldn't go to her because she was far away. And then a week later she called me up and she was like, Misha, I cannot talk with you. And mind me, I wasn't reacting the best possible way. Although I tried to be supportive, but my anxiety and my ego was also like, hey, you need to know how it's going with her. That's also related to maybe some passive aggressive behavior. But as he told me that she didn't want to be in contact with me, I did not know what to do. I didn't know how to react. I couldn't be in contact with her, so it was really blurry. And well, that's caused me to basically cry for like 3 months. I felt really bad about that, and well, it costed me 1.5 years or 2 years to really make sense of it all. And well, that also cost me to go to therapy. And in a way, I've never been really mad at her because I was aware of the fact that she wasn't mentally doing well. I was also, again, not mentally well. So yeah, I've never been mad at her, or that I was like, hey, mind me, I didn't know why she was doing this, but now I see it, hey, it's a call of help. And if someone is reacting in a different way due to the fact that they are in a different mental state, you can get mad at someone, but there is no point in walking around with hate or to be mad, because she was also not doing this on purpose. But due to the fact that all of that happened, I haven't been with someone. Of course, I tried, but every time that there was only a bit of insecurity, or when there was a moment that someone wasn't really in contact with me, although I expected that person to be, it always triggered me. It got me anxious. And yeah, at the moment that I noticed that, I tried to just stay away from it, because it triggered something inside of me related to the experiences that I had, and I didn't want to project that on the other person, because she was not she was not the reason why I reacted to that. And that has been the reason why I have been single, basically, for the last few years, because I knew that I first had to take care of that. And yeah, that always has something in my mind, and I still am not sure if as I sometimes I still think about this person, and it's still the person that I've loved the most in my life. I still from time to time think like, hey, how's she doing? I hope she's well, and etc. But that always made it a bit hard. I also think that the person that I would eventually be with, it's not like that I'm not open to be with someone, because I'm not the person to say like, hey, you first need to take care of yourself before you can be with someone. But I know that I have my insecurities. I still have the things sometimes that I need to take care of. And before I really get with someone, before I would be like, hey, you're my girlfriend, I need to see a base of like trust and security with that person before I get dramatic, I get insecure. And that's not necessarily the responsibility of the other person, but that person needs to be able to be there for me at that moment. So a little story of why I didn't have a girlfriend for so long. Oh, I'm such a sad boy. No, I'm actually I'm actually fine, and I don't see it in a weird way or a sad way, but as long that's still something that struggles me, I'm just very cautious and responsible for myself and the other person, because I know that it's never the responsibility of someone that I newly meet, that all the things that happened to me in my past life, that it's the responsible of the new person. So Misha, the single man. A little story of why I don't have a girlfriend, because I got asked this question so many times, and I just wanted to be open about this, and maybe it is something that other people can learn from. Anyways, then this was that little story. If you like the video, then subscribe would be amazing and lovely, because I try to set myself some goals for this year with this channel. And then there is nothing else to say than big hug, much love, and then I see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.